Buttons.
Too many buttons.
Every week. No, I seriously, it's like this thing that happens, and I get very scared. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna, shit, and then I do it anyways. So whatever. Welcome.
Sorry.
Hi, good to see your faces.
Hi.
I love your
Welcome
fucking faces.
Welcome to the Murder Moose, and we are part of the Slash and Cast Podcast Network.
It's in the game.
Dude,
It's in the game.
I have to tell you, as we were walking out of Renfield, the fucking lady working at Alamo goes and does the most like stereotypical horrible Transylvanian accent. Is like, we are now I can't even do it, but she's like, I'm doing it in my German accent. We are now sitting the 3 o'clock Renfield, and it's just like
Oh my god.
that was real bad. That was real bad, lady.
I went. This is one of the ones that, because I had a super busy weekend, and I was like, oh, like I did want to see it, and I'm super glad that I did, because holy fuck was it fun. But it was like one of those last minute at the, like on Friday night, and I was like, oh shit, I won't have time Saturday, and I would have had time Sunday, but I didn't know that. Friday night, and I get there, and I go in line, get popcorn, and walk in, and it was like just starting, and I'm like, oh, I love that. It's already dark. It's already started. You don't have to wait through an hour of commercials and shit.
Trailers where you can see everything from every movie that's coming. I feel like I watched the new Mission Impossible movie before Renfield. Like,
But it's
there's
not
no
even that.
fucking way that there's more action than what was in that trailer. It was like boom, 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 and I'm
But-
like, I'm glad I don't like these movies.
I don't know about you guys, because like I'm in Canada, and Cineplex really it lays it on thick with like it's not even just commercials then trailers. It's like commercials, trailers, then another commercial, and it's like I'm paying a lot of fucking money to be here, and I'm paying for these commercials. That is fucked. Like super fucked.
That's why I go to
Like, speaking of commercials and shit that you don't get to pay for, like our license plates have our like tourism website on them. And I was like, bitch, I get paid for that shit. Get that off my car. Why am I paying for this no, fuck off. Anyway,
Right?
This is why I go to Alamo, where they don't play commercials.
we don't
Don't
have an Alamo.
I know they don't play commercials, and I was like, because I saw when I was out of town, we saw Dungeons and Dragons. I told you guys last week, and it was at a non-Alamo, and I was like confused. I was like, what is this bullshit? Like, because it's been like they opened up the first one here in like 2013, so I've been going to Alamo almost exclusively for a decade now, and I'm just like.
Well, that's when I'm in Florida, I'm going to try to go see Evil Dead Rise like Friday or Saturday. And I was looking at movie theaters and I was like, man, I want to go to a place like Alamo while I'm down there.
Yeah.
Right?
But I don't know like any of them.
I'm going
that
on
are-
Thursday, and I can't wait. I cannot wait.
I was telling Ken before you came back, Josh, that Alamo, my Alamo at least, is only doing 2 screenings of it per night, starting on Friday. I don't know if it starts Thursday, and it's a 7 o'clock and a 10 o'clock. Ken disappeared.
She left.
And
She left
her
us.
stuff- I wonder if she lost her internet. And I'm like, you're only doing 2 and I'm like, that's weird, because I went and saw. she gives. Ken says thumbs up. I saw Renfield yesterday at noon, and so I'm like, why? Like, they really don't want. Ken, what did I tell you about downloading all that porn during the podcast? You can't do it during the podcast.
Shit.
Wait for your porn after the podcast.
I was.
Yeah, what the
Oh
heck
no!
happened?
No, I'm not here. Can you see
We can't
me?
hear you, Ken.
What the fuck? Can
there
you
you
hear
are.
me now?
We see you.
No,
I can't hear
still-
you though. Yeah. No, Ken. No. It's funny because today, as Ken figures out why her mic doesn't work, we were like, Josh is like, can we go early? And Ken didn't see it, and I didn't see it. Like, it was just a mess. We're all a mess, and this is Murder Moose. And if it wasn't Murder Moose, would we be a mess?
Well, I don't normally have family coming over for like I'm cooking my family my famous smash burgers and stuff for my my stepdad's birthday. So that's what I'm doing.
Ken, are you alive?
No.
No. What happened to
No.
your mic? No. We're gonna read Ken's lips from the rest of the podcast.
Here, just
You know
wait.
what? There,
Ken,
okay. She
there.
went peace. I didn't know, and this is an honest thing. I didn't realize that Smash Burger was named after the technique of smashing burgers until
Really?
until I watched the Tri Channel did a video about smash burgers last week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
Really?
And I got it. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't put two and two. Well, I've only been to Smash Burger like 5 times probably. Ken, can we
And
hear
they
this?
they
is
smashed
it
them.
working? Am I alive?
You're live. You're live.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
Are you?
So much porn, Ken. I told you, wait, download your porn after the podcast.
I needed it now.
Really?
She needs lots of preparation. You gave us
Sure.
thumbs up while you were
Still.
gone, Ken. So it's
Yeah.
okay.
Good.
There. See? There you go. We have you. Like, it's fine. Everything's
It's
fine.
There's second B in case anything happens.
Yeah, we're
It's-
fine.
And,
It's fine.
And Ken's probably gone. Ken's gone next week, so we're gonna have thumbs up Ken again.
No, I'm actually gonna try to be here as long as everything's good and kosher and whatnot. I just won't
Okay.
have the same quality. So,
I mean,
after that little debacle, how great can it get?
you're trying. I think that your Tennessee thinks that you're not white because they cut your internet off and like try to kick you out of the House of Representatives and things like.
Oh God.
Tennessee whiskey.
See, Josh, there's a fun competition going on in the United States right now. It's which state can be the most horrible to trans people and ignore gun violence the most. And Tennessee, man, they're trying
Because
their
of the
hardest to win the
Tennessee
competition.
whiskey. That's it.
Too much Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
It's okay. We love Ken, and that Ken is not. See, that's the thing. And that's why I always say this. If a state is shitty, that does not mean that means the people running the state is shitty.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean the people in the state are shitty. I will shit on
Because
Texas.
it was Knoxville was one of the people that they were pushing out or pushed out, and that's
Yeah.
like our big person there because like I don't think my county has shit.
Yeah.
But like no, like Tennessee and Florida, they're just running neck and neck right now, just trying their hardest.
It's okay.
Fucking hate it here so much.
Missouri did their own like we could one up all you motherfuckers last week. So like, yeah, it's this basically if any state in the America had a
The
MAGA hats
Americas.
everywhere, they basically suck as a political entity is how we put it. No, I have some of my favorite people live in Texas, and Texas is a fucking garbage hole of despair. So it's like, and then Ken's one of my favorite people and lives in Tennessee. So it's like, it's not like, it doesn't automatically mean that every person there is shitty, but it just means that people running the state are shitty and that a large percentage of the voters are
Not
shitty, but
everyone
all yeah.
can live in Canada. So that's
What?
all.
I mean, we all
Actually,
try,
I don't
Josh.
know. We have a
We
lot
all
of
try.
space. There's tons
You
of
see-
space here. I don't know
I'm
why.
moving to Canada.
You do, but it's also like, it's like, hell.
It's like
freezing
Colorado.
over.
No, it's like
No,
Colorado.
It's way colder there.
No, it isn't.
It is. It is. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Not in Cal. Dude, seriously. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
because of where we're situated, Calgary gets Chinooks, and people don't know what
Yeah.
Chinooks are because Leonardo DiCaprio really doesn't. And-
Isn't that like one of the ninjas from G.I. Joe?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. There's it's
But-
it's just the airflow comes down and like really changes the weather
Yeah.
in the winter and warms it up, and you get these like bands of clouds that are just like a straight line, and it
Yeah.
can be like -30 one day, and the next day it could be +15. Really fucking strange. But in the winter, we get those pockets of Chinook, and then all of a sudden it's warm and it melts the
Yeah.
snow, and you can.
It's like
fun.
like the southern coast of Alaska, right? Where it's like it gets that warm air coming up, and it like
Yeah.
where Juneau is, I think, and whatnot. Yeah.
yeah.
I had to say,
I'm moving
Josh,
to Canada.
Yeah. The problem. Okay, this is the problem though. And before I talk about it, the problem in Canada is it has two prices to live in Canada. Either it's like insane to live there, or like you can like sell like McDonald's hamburgers on the corner and live in a mansion. Like those are the only two options.
Yeah, but that's when you go like way up north, and then it's really fucking cold. Then but then that's no way to live. Everywhere else, it's just like I don't know what relative price is in the States in places, but it does the same thing in the States. Like, yeah, no one wants to live here, so it's really fucking cheap. And then
that's what we
can't.
Yeah, we have. That's what we call Montana.
Wisconsin.
Like oh no, Wisconsin's got like millions of people compared to like South Dakota and like Wyoming and Montana. It's like all the places
they
north.
They just want the free land out there. They want to live free.
Live free. I have to say, Josh, I was talking about it a little bit before. Yesterday was my Nicolas Cage day because after watching Renfield, I went and watched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. And that movie, I didn't laugh as much as you were saying, but man, I loved it.
What?
And it like,
how could you not?
Mostly Pedro Pascal being awesome is when I laughed.
Yes.
And yeah,
him.
So, Ken, I had to tell you the best part of the meme of them staring at each other in the car. They're both on LSD during that whole thing, and so it's even.
The whole movie is just gold. It's covered in gold.
Yeah, it is. It's just embracing our two national treasures, Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage, and how they are. Like
for real,
or as we call him now, Space Daddy, Pedro Pascal, and then Nicolas Cage.
Did you guys see the bubble? Did nobody see the bubble? Well, I guess if people saw the bubble, they probably won't admit seeing the bubble. He's in the bubble.
I don't know what the bubble is.
It's a terrible, horrible commentary on COVID that was aged before it came out, basically, and he plays.
Oh yeah, I saw
in
that.
It. And he like ends up fucking the girl who plays Rey in Star Wars. It's very weird. It's very, it's a terrible movie.
It's Judd Apatow trying again, and he should almost just stop because he's
bad.
Lost it.
Judd Apatow he's like George R.R. Martin, where he needs someone to like be over his shoulder when he's writing things and smack him and tell him to stop doing things for excessive amounts of time. Like. Every Judd Apatow movie would be significantly better if you took 45 minutes out of it. Every single one of them is like you're just gone, and just like every George R. R. Martin
he had Seth Rogen like as like a partner back in the day, and Seth Rogen knows how to fucking write a good movie and understands structure and what people like to see or what he gets it. Whereas Judd Apatow got it, and then he lost it.
He just doesn't know. Nobody ever tells him no. Just like George R. R. Martin, I would say he needs someone like his wife standing over his shoulder when he starts writing 3 pages about a feast and just like smacking him with a newspaper. No, George, no more about his feast. No, and it's Judd Apatow is just like he does these things, and you're like, you have a comedy that would be great at 2 hours or an hour 45, and it goes for almost 3 hours. Shut up. No, like. This is why, like, he was the last one, man, like, to be in Hollywood where, like, the only kind of comedy that happens now are fucking, like, horror comedy, and they don't even happen. They're, like, comedy is such a fucking, like, thing, and it's just like, ugh. And I have to say again, Josh, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent made me want to watch Paddington 2 again, because I've never seen it, and every time people talk about Paddington 2 being like, the greatest movie of all time, I'm just like...
Wait, like Paddington the Bear?
Yeah, there's a reference in the movie, and it's hilarious because that
literally
movie's fucking hilarious.
It's one of the like highest rated movies on IMDb or on Rotten Tomatoes of all time. It's like 100%.
Yep.
So
flawless victory. Flawless fucking victory.
No one, which is weird because no one talked about Paddington 1, but like then 2 is like the greatest movie of all time according to everyone. So it made Pedro want to be a better man, and that's all that really matters. Fuck. Okay. What else is up before we dive into Renfield, which I enjoyed? And I was watching reviews of it yesterday after we got home, and I'm like, man, people got their fucking panties in a bundle about weird things about this movie, and I'm just like, just fucking enjoy things, you motherfuckers.
People got
I don't watch the
upset
internet.
What?
No, they got.
What? This movie is gold. Like, listen, okay, like before we go anywhere, and I know we still have to read the synopsis and all that jazz or whatever, but Renfield is my absolute favorite. I want him as every superhero, anti-villain. I don't give a shit. I love him. He should be protected at all costs. Not to mention, the actor is so fucking versatile. He was the guy in the menu. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, and like, he's so... Maybe it's because like I'm a little emo girl, and he just like feeds that emo girl vampire-esque place in my heart.
He did that for zombie movies too. He was in
he was in Warm Bodies and Skins and like some other stuff. But like he just plays it so well. But like his character, I can understand where people would be like, oh, his character development, blah blah blah. I thought it was so fucking wholesome, and I'm sorry, I've already said that I'm gonna gush all over this movie. I loved it.
It was wonderful.
I loved it.
Yeah, it's gonna be positive. No, the things that everyone I saw complaining about online were like basically Aquafina was Aquafina. They were complaining about Aquafina.
That's it.
Basically.
Suck a dick.
Yeah, suck a.
Those
suck
people
all,
just
not,
need to.
Don't
about
suck a dick.
Aquafina.
Yeah, the cop.
Yeah. Well, see, now that's stupid too.
She's fucking rad. She's one of my favorites.
I don't know why.
Like I said,
look up why.
I've watched her series 3 times, waiting for it to come back. It's too funny. I love every character. The writing is fucking hilarious. If you like Aquafina at all, watch Nora from Queens. It is perfect.
I'd never even heard about that until like recently when they were running ads for like the 3rd season before it started. Also, before we start too, I see Barry's back, Josh. So I'm gonna, which is the last season.
I watched
of Barry,
well, there's 2. They do that, right? Like when it comes back, so I watched the 2 episodes last night, but I've also been binging Succession. So I'm through the 1st season of that, and holy fuck, that's like I've heard it from everybody I know. Like, no, just do it, and I get it because it's really juicy. Like
it looks
crazy
depressing.
Writing. Yeah, it's really shitty people doing shitty things because they're all really rich, but it's really well written.
One more thing before we go. The wife and I watched Andor, and holy shit, that's just 12 episodes of anxiety. And I'm like, why is this all? It's like anxiety after anxiety after anxiety after anxiety after anxiety. And I'm just like, it's really good. Don't get me wrong, but not something I really want to watch again.
We haven't watched a movie like that one that gave us both like insane anxiety.
I tweeted about that, about A Good Woman's Hard to Find. That movie is...
Oh my god!
It's on Shudder, and it's more of a thriller horror kind of thing. But
that Aliens or Kids
like
versus Aliens is out on Shudder now, and I really want to fucking see that one. I would love to.
I saw Freddie talking about that on Twitter, watching it from the Nightlights who visited.
If there isn't something after Evil Dead, maybe we jump into that one because that would be a good Shudder. One to check out. It's totally it looks like in the style of like, you know, like Psycho Gorman, or you know, those like more indie, not taking itself too seriously fun.
They had that other one where there was like the tribal kids like fighting aliens on there too, which was supposed to be good, but I never like it's like some kids in like a reservation somewhere, and like aliens come, and it's the kids fighting them off, and which I haven't seen, but like I've seen it's Slash Her or something. I don't fucking know what it's called, but like I have seen it. Okay, let's dive into Renfield, which came out on Friday, and it reads as follows: the synopsis: Renfield, Dracula's henchman and inmate at the lunatic asylum for decades, longs for a life away from the Count, his various demands, and all of the bloodshed that comes with him. So the inmate at the lunatic asylum for decades thing isn't in the movie.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Movie?
What?
I was wondering if they were trying to like say like it's an asylum being with Dracula the whole time, but I don't know. Directed though by Chris McKay, who's known. They still always reference him as Chris McKay from the Lego Batman movie. and
Well,
did.
It's probably his most successful, I would assume.
Yeah, it's his highest rated on IMDb. And then Josh's favorite movie of all time, The Tomorrow War, which you could.
I like the Tomorrow War.
Josh, when that came out, Josh like shit on it. I think like 7 weeks in a row. It was like a lot.
No, but there was some.
I want to know, but I know that this is a heavy one.
It's okay, Josh. It's like, I don't know. That movie always just looked like that
That's
Ryan
the one
Reynolds.
with Chris Pratt, right?
Yeah.
I liked that movie.
It looked like the one that Ryan Reynolds did, where he came back to save himself or whatever. But
Project Adam.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the thing with that movie was Ryan Reynolds saved that movie because he's Ryan Reynolds and he could save almost anything.
But these are the gap fillers for the online places. Like they're like, oh, we have a budget, we don't really care. Here's a script, and they throw it and a bag of money and go, there you go, make it. And it's like, but this isn't really that. Make it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We need it now. Like that's
Yeah.
it. And that's those are those movies. Like they have enough, and obviously those actors and what they have for like production, and they know what they're doing well enough, but it doesn't mean it's a good script yet.
Yeah.
Or I don't fucking know. It's so weird. They all have that like very
made for streaming services kind of vibe to
but
them.
Netflix doesn't want you to be
that was
fully
Amazon.
satisfied. No,
was Amazon,
none
not-
of them want you
oh,
to be
okay.
completely satisfied, because if you are satisfied, you'd be like, wow, and then you turn it off. But if you're not fully satisfied, you stay on and look for more stuff. So there's a reason why they're making these movies, and they all feel like this could have been so much better. Like, why wasn't it? And that is why. They don't want to make really, really good movies. They want to make these type of movies that fit this gap, that keep you going, oh, maybe let's watch a documentary now or something. Like, fuck.
They just keep you looking on the service. Yeah. Well, I mean, Amazon already has. If you've never viewed Amazon Prime's, like navigating Amazon Prime is like it is like trying to fuck a whorehouse of like one-legged individuals with a blindfold, a cock cage, and like you got a cock in both ears at the same time. It's just a nightmare. Like nothing is good about navigating.
Welcome to the mind of Rod. That is the most like.
Because
I don't even.
It is the most miserable
This is where-
experience. But it is the most miserable experience.
That's
trying
where
to
he
find
goes.
anything on Amazon. I mean, yeah, of course that's where I go, but yeah. It's just it's Amazon doesn't know how to you look at all the other streaming services and they at least are pleasant to like look at.
But what's
while
a
you're
good day?
navigating
So
them.
what's the analogy behind a good day for Rod?
It's like the sloppiest blowjob while someone hand feeds you tacos. So you're like getting hand fed tacos. And just like one of those blowjobs, so they're just like there's just drool.
I
all over
can't
your cock.
concentrate on eating, and there's no way. That's not a good day to me.
You've never
like-
eaten a taco while getting a blowjob, Josh. You are
No,
missing out on life.
I like
Man,
to
memes
concentrate.
Just write themselves. Hey.
I like to concentrate. I don't know, like be
I'm
in
the
the
taco
moment.
with a blowjob.
It's like I like to concentrate on my taco or someone else's
And
taco,
concentrate on your exactly.
because I like to be attentive.
I was watching was it Jim Jeffries? No.
Yeah.
Yes. He was one of them. We're talking about 69 yesterday.
Yeah,
and
yep,
they were
yep.
like, it was Jim Jeffries.
Yep.
He's like, in no way is that ever like pleasurable for both parties, because you're either focused or you're enjoying. There's no in between here. What are we
he's
doing?
like, you're nosing an asshole or whatever the line is about that. Yeah. 69 is an awkward thing. It's very,
There's
very.
more
right.
ways
It's-
to do it. I don't know.
Well, I know, but
That was
I've had
it's
a lot of
comedian. Josh is like, you don't know what Ukrainian 69 is, guys. It is a wonderful
I like that he's
Okay.
just like,
Yep. So I have to say,
Yeah,
first
yeah.
off, the cast of this movie is wonderful. Ken was going off about Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult's great. I
Everyone in this is good.
Yeah, they're all great.
There was way more Nicolas Cage in this than I thought there was going to be.
Yeah, because you
like-
had mentioned that that people were saying he wasn't in there much, and I was like, oh my god, he's in here a lot.
Yeah.
I love
he's
Ben Schwartz too. I think he was like, I like seeing him more anyways, but in ones like this where he's like the spoiled brat kid that has no fucking clue what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's so perfect. But the tone of this movie was perfect the entire way. Because like if you're gonna go this over the top with like violence being a comedic thing and over blood being a comedic thing, it's so fucking funny. And it's so like, you know, you bring the wrong person and they see you laughing as hard as I did at this, they'd be like, you're fucking morbid. But yes, so what? Fuck off. I love watching people get beat with their own arms. It's hilarious.
Right?
Come on.
Oh my god! Or getting their insides kicked so hard that they shit and puke their entire insides. I have a very good friend who is very anti-gore. Like he can't handle it, and that's totally fine, right? Like because to each their own. And I was like, man, you really need to see this, and he was like. And I was like, hold on, let me see it first. And so I watched it and I was like, listen, it's obvious, it's bright red, so it doesn't look real. It looks thick and sloppy. It doesn't look like real blood. You have to fucking see this movie. Other than the part where they rip off their arms and throw them into people as spears. And it was so
it's
good.
just funny. It's so funny.
So good.
My wife during that scene when the guy's face gets ripped off.
Oh my god!
When oh god, like as loud as I've ever heard her say anything in a movie, and I'm like, yeah, that whole scene is just like. I think it was Chris Stuckman was talking about like what he was like reading the synopsis of it, and it was like light gore, and he's like, I don't know who the fuck watches movie light gore because it's. I have to say, this movie has the best implementation of like CG gore I've ever seen, of just like embracing it and not like trying to hide it. It's just like so over the fucking top. It's that the courthouse scene there is just like you're talking about, like he's impaling people with their own arms. He's like ripping arms off, ripping everything off, and just going like. It is one of the most bonkers scenes in a comedy horror I've ever seen. Like it is just like.
But bringing Nicolas Cage in, if you're going to do something that is very self-aware and super, like the top was here and now they've gone, it's like, where's this shark that we can jump and go way over? It doesn't matter. It works perfectly with Nicolas Cage because he's now known for that. And especially like going home and watching what you did right after, it's like, that's like the one that where he was like, oh, you know what? I think this is my brand. I have to embrace this. And the fact that he did and did it so well, it's like the new wave of Nicolas Cage movies that will come after that will be more in this vein where he just gets to be fucking hilarious. Oh, it's so I'm happy to be a Nicolas Cage fan.
I have to say too, like the whole arm scene, like jumping back to the courthouse with the arm scene. When I was growing up, I had a teacher that would threaten us in school. Hi, for those of you not from the U.S. Who would threaten us in school that she was going to rip off our arms and beat us with the bloody stumps, which my grandmother used that expression often as well. So when I saw that happen, I was like, look, somebody did it. They did it. They actually did it. Oh.
I think I've seen it in a horror movie before, but the way they did it was
so
like,
good. Yeah, I've seen it before, but it was so good.
And I love that all the references to ska music, because then I went home and then on Facebook, like I showed you guys the Fishbone coming to, there was like some Fishbone documentary at Calgary Underground Film Festival like 12 years ago. And it's like, hey, look what you were doing 12 years ago. I was like, what the fuck? They were just talking about Fishbone in the movie and the fact that ska music is fucking terrible. I love ska music and Fishbone was rad dudes and everything, but that's just, I'm like, what is happening?
They shit on ska for like 5 minutes straight.
That was funny. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Man, everything in this movie was just like they just fully embraced the absurdity of it, which is like which made me happy. And they did like, for how much CG gore they had, they did some good practical effects too, especially like Nicolas Cage at the beginning of the movie because he gets like torched. I'm kind of disappointed, to be honest. I wanted a fucking after, like a mid-credit scene where like the Dracula ice cubes started moving or something like that, or like something like that would have been
I wanted that too. I actually went online while we were waiting and I was like, is there something? Because everybody in the theater, well, everybody, there were like 10 people in the theater, but they were all waiting. And so I looked it up and I was like, hey guys, nothing. We're out.
I always Google that, like with like
well, DC or Marvel for sure.
Well, those ones I'm just like, yeah, whatever, but like there are so many movies
they
that
didn't
do
in Endgame. They purposefully didn't have one.
Yeah. Well, that's because Tony Stark died, but like Scream 6 had that fucking, after credit thing was like, oh, you waited for that or whatever. Like so anything could have a fucking post credits. Yeah, there was a post credit scene for Scream 6. Where so
I did not wait.
It's
I
almost
don't remember if I waited.
Yeah,
maybe it was an Alamo exclusive. But there was some shit that happened to you that didn't in Canada for some shit, and I don't remember
there's
what
been
movie
a few
that was.
Movies. Yeah.
Alamo has the connections they're used to. I don't know how, but yeah, they get shit. But
they get shit done.
They get shit done. You were talking about Ben Schwartz, and I think the first time I ever like saw Ben Schwartz was like him and his sister on Parks and Recs, where he plays the same kind of like spoiled rich kid on there too, right? Which is kind of his brand. When does he not play spoiled rich kid? Does he ever not play spoiled rich kid?
I don't know. You tell me, Rod.
I was going to look him up. I was going to look up his stuff. I've got IMDb up. Yeah. I feel like I should invest in IMDb or like pay for premium for how much I use it.
I did for a bit, but I was also making short films and wanted them on there, so I did that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. How much does IMDb cost to pay for them?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was all right for like a year, but then I was like, you know what? The extra information that you do get, it's not like I'm actively making movies where I need this information. So
I want to talk about my favorite character in this entire movie, Kyle. Fuck you, Kyle.
And the best part of that is, so I used to do a podcast every now and then with some friends. Like I would just jump on and there was a guy named Kyle on there. And every time I got in, I'd be like, damn it, Kyle. So it was so funny. I was like, fuck you, Kyle. Also, fuck you, Ryan.
Yeah, fuck you, Ryan. There's the guy in Communities that whenever he sees me, he's like, fuck you, Rod. And then everyone goes like, fuck you, Ryan. Shit. I love the therapy group, the counseling group in this movie. I love them.
God.
They are so wonderful, especially the lady that Renfield keeps interrupting. That's like, oh, fine, fuck Carol.
She's in a lot of stuff, apparently. I didn't realize how much stuff she had been in.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of people that you've seen and stuff, and like
she was in Terrifier 2 and Terrifier.
Oh, nice. Oh, she must be the one who birthed the head at the end, which I never saw, but yeah. The one who got her face like eaten off at some point or whatever happened to her. Also, I can't even say her name, but Shohreh Aghdashloo, the one who plays the mom of Ben Schwartz, who I always think of. I think of her in 24. She was like out in 24 a bunch, and that's like always the place I always immediately think of with her. She was good. Let's talk Awkwafina. I liked Awkwafina in this movie. Her storyline wasn't as like engaging as Nicholas Holt, Renfield, and Nick and Dracula, but I still liked her. I thought she was funny. I thought she had a lot of the stuff that like kind of kept the pace of the movie going, because this movie was only like 90 minutes, right? It was
quick. But
it was
an hour and 33
fast.
minutes, yeah.
But like that's the comedy, like, perfect amount
Yeah, like it would have been good. But hold on, like she played that role great. Like this whole shitting on actors and actresses thing because you don't like their character, like that was she played that role the way it was written. Like I don't know.
Well, that's why I said suck a dick. Like
yeah, like
just gotta
that's
suck
stupid.
a dick.
If people are angry about that, they need to fuck off. We're with you, Aquafina.
I love Aquafina.
Like, she kind of seems to be Aquafina most of the time she's in stuff because she was the character was very similar to her character role in Shang-Chi, like the buddy in that. But like
but whatever.
Yeah, it's if they're doing it well, why do you fucking complain about it? Like people just find the stupidest shit to complain about, and especially like we don't have like comedies. Comedies aren't a fucking thing anymore. Like
right.
That's like why Todd, whatever you call him, went from making hangover movies to doing the Joker, because like everyone in Hollywood is so goddamn sensitive now about like stuff, right? And they get so like they won't let him do jokes about anything, and it's like.
But you can hide anything in a horror movie now, so
yeah. I mean,
the rapping is a horror movie, then you can get away with a little bit more.
We were talking about it the other day on stream about video games, because I was talking about some games that I was excited about, and I was talking about the new Star Wars game, and I was like, it does not matter how, because we were also talking about Redfall, and I was like, it does not matter how great a game is when it comes out. If that game is perfect, somebody out there is still going to bitch because it wasn't sucking their dick, and they thought the game was going to do that for them. And like, it sucks because then it's people in the crossfire, and I am totally about to jump on something I never thought I would do. It's always, at least it feels like, it's always women or minorities that are shit on in movies like nobody's fucking business. Star Wars fans hate women. Just say it. I mean, like not all Star Wars fans, but
there are
like those like the loud minority of Star Wars fans hate women. Just say you hate women and move on with life. It's fine. But like, don't belittle these people and bash them into the ground until they can't exist for 10 years after the movie is released. Like, that's bullshit. Fuck off.
I mean, it's and minorities.
Suck a dick.
I mean, it's like look at what happened to John Boyega after those Star Wars movies, let alone the little Asian like love interest of his, and like both those two got shit on, and it's just like you guys realize that people put two and two together, that you're coming off as super racist and sexist at the same time, and it's like shit that like white people like would do the exact same thing, and they like white males especially. I mean, it's white males basically, and you just go, why don't you're just like you're showing your ass to the entire world, like the entire world. It's like there are plenty of fucking white fucking comedians, white like silly character actors that do the same fucking role over and over and over again, and you're gonna complain about Aquafina. You're gonna complain. It's just like, just let people fucking do them, man. Just like let people be. It's just so. It's we live in an insane world, man. We really do, and it's like, white males especially are the most insecure motherfuckers in the world. Where like they hate change. They hate like things that aren't white about white males, and I mean, we're talking about a movie with two white leads, right? But like, they're also Aquafina's the third lead, and she's a fucking Asian woman who does a really good job. It's just, it's all.
She's
insanity.
fucking rad.
Yeah, she is.
Did
fucking
you guys
rad.
know that there is a Renfield video game
No,
called Bring Your Own Blood?
I'm not surprised. I mean, like going into like putting Renfield in on IMDb, there's another Renfield movie from 2010. It's in the game.
$5.
There's a game?
It's in the game.
Really?
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
It's in the game. Oh, God damn it, John.
Wait, is Aquafina?
It's in the game.
Also, I want to say, I don't know if we talked about it on here. I love the Renfield logo that they've used the teeth and the I and the F both. We talked about it in Scream 6 and Scream 4 last week. When you like do something cool with the logo, it makes it like, you know, stand out more. It makes it like a more interesting thing than like just doing your logo in Comic Sans, right?
Yeah.
Also, Also, I was gonna say something else, and then my brain just rebooted midway through. And
It
I don't know.
happens.
Oh, I did. I had another thing. Nicolas Cage's outfits in this movie are all fucking wonderful. Every single one of them is over the top and like
They're all Nicolas
fuck-
Cage.
yeah. The last suit he wears in the movie is the one that they had filmed him, like all the press pictures of him walking around in New Orleans or whatever in that thing. And it's that red like pimp suit from the 80s or the 70s or something like that. It
But
looks
he's
like
Dracula, and the original logo and stuff was like made in the Dracula font or whatever, and then they changed it to the one that you like with the teeth or whatever,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's all fitting. Like I love when it's like enough of a callback to the original source material, but then it's like what Shaun of the Dead did. It was like the classy way of, making or spoofing a genre or a piece and making it actually funny and actually good. And this one had stakes as well, because like it took it all back, but it killed a lot of people that you're like, oh fuck, no, don't kill them. And then then it's a funny comedy Hollywood thing that they come back and it's fun.
The whole ending where everyone's walking around with the Dracula blood.
It's like that, like fuck, what is it in writing? Disney does it all the time, just like that lazy thing. It's like, oh, here you go, here's the thing that saves everything.
It's like the plot movie guy from the who does all the the movie pitches, and he's like, super easy, barely an inconvenience. Which is like, I mean, but that's okay. Like with the comedies, you could pull that shit, right? You could pull the it's goofy, and then this was like a serious Dracula movie, and they did that shit, and it's like,
Oh no.
Yeah, you like because her sister gets killed, and they bring her back, and then everyone else from the thing. And it's like, damn, it works. Josh, it's like, Kim's not going to get this because she refuses to watch Psycho Goreman, but
I'm literally looking at Psycho Goreman on Instagram right now.
The brain, like the brain kid, that character is just like the best. Like it's that like almost like a steak, but it really isn't, and they just go with it and roll with it. And
because they obviously had their budget was whatever it was, and then they went in the Power Rangers direction with the look and feel of all the bad guys, and I fucking love it because they did a really good job with that direction, and everything was done really well. But it adds to the aesthetic for me, and it's just.
Yep.
It knows what it was doing. Just like this one knew what it was doing, but it had that it had the polish. Whereas Psycho Goreman hit the ceiling in it a great way for its budget and what it was able to do with it. And I feel the same way about this. It's like, man, you did so many things right for what you were trying to do, and what you accomplished is so tight and so fucking good. I was laughing at weird shit that I didn't think I would be laughing at, and that's where the comedy / horror is done so well. When you're like, how is that funny? That shouldn't be funny.
And it didn't feel cringy. Like I feel like a lot of times horror comedies sound like they come out so fucking cringy, and it didn't feel cringy to me. When Ben Schwartz's character snorts the centipede or whatever, or millipede or whatever the fuck, I lost my shit. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
He made it sexy.
You made me think, Josh. All the sets in this movie are fucking fantastic too. Like all the sets are really fucking
god,
cool.
when they're in the hospital and it's Dracula's lair, that throne. It was so
cool.
good.
That and the giant the giant it looks like a courthouse that they had the last scene in. That is
the house motel or.
Do you know who the fuck I am? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Well, even the fucking Renfield's apartment that once he gets to the apartment, and he's got all the motivational posters all over the wall.
And they're all smothered in one spot. Listen, this whole fucking movie, I have to be complete. I'm sorry. I'm gushing. This whole movie screamed at me on so many fucking levels because not only is it funny and not only is it horror, but there is that mental health aspect to it that they slide in really well. I mean, it's a big arcing plot of the movie, but like it's the whole concept of being someone who's like
in an abusive relationship.
Like it hit me square in the face. And at first I was like, oh, haha, like this is what it's about. But then the more that they like did everything and the more he did stuff, I was like, oh, my soul. So I love him. He's my favorite. I don't care. Fight me.
And they also like, they do that thing where it's like he finally stands up for himself at the very end. And it's just like, yeah, you like cheer. You're like, yes, because it's that thing where like, not all of us have been in obviously a 100-year plus relationship with Dracula, but like I think most
I don't
of us
know,
have been
man. Speak for yourself.
I mean, sorry, Josh. Go eat a bug and like have your eyes turn yellow. I think most of us have been in a relationship that is one-sided, you know, and you kind of understand it. And hopefully no one listening has been the Dracula in this equation, but like it's you like kind of, you know, you feel for this guy and you're like, he wasn't a great person to start off and get himself in the situation. And he admits as much during the film, but it's like, that doesn't mean you can treat someone like garbage. And
well,
like,
but
you know,
that was the thing though. Like, what was he doing that was so terrible? He wanted to get wealthy and he says he wants to do it for his family, even if he didn't want to do it for his family, even if it was self-motivated, like that still doesn't mean that he should be punished his entire existence.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, the shit he did is not excusable.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah,
he has to be protected
But,
at all
like-
costs. I'm sorry. Like, he has to be protected.
he's
You're
wonderful.
in love. You're in love.
I love him.
It's
You're
okay.
in love.
We're gonna tell HT that he's being left for Nicholas Hoult, or maybe it's just Renfield in general.
No, it's Renfield. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
likes the
it's
bugs.
Renfield.
Yeah.
Dude, I have to say, as I'm looking at the poster while we're sitting here, the fucking amount of jewelry Nicolas Cage wore in this movie was like,
A normal amount.
yeah, because he's got all the rings and fucking the unbearable weight of massive talent too. You're like, Nicolas Cage just wears a fucking shit ton of rings, huh? He just like always has a billion rings.
He's
on.
just he's nicking it up. Nick at night.
I mean, there's a reason why Nicolas Cage had like ended up owing the IRS like $20 million or whatever it ended up being. Did he?
Yeah, but that's
he bought
also his dumb. He was like, "Oh yeah, I trust you."
He also bought a T-Rex skull for like $20 million. Like the amount of money that guy spent on insane things was very, very, very bad. So I don't know. I do love how that man has like that, like he's okay with the kind of like poking at himself, right? Like he's just cool with it. He's like, he knows that like he's got a sense of humor, which is dope, and it makes me happy. It makes me happy. If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. Okay.
Yeah, but have you seen Wicker Man? It is that bad.
Dude, he was making fucking Wicker Man jokes on the fucking at the end of Unbearable Talent of Weight of Massive Talent. He's like, not the bees, and that was the best line of that entire movie.
Yeah,
not
I
the
know.
bees. You know what? I say this, and I've talked about it on podcasts before. That's not even in the fucking regular film. Like, the most quoted fucking scene in that entire movie is a director's cut scene. The not the bees wasn't in because I watched it on that Something Terrible podcast, and they I was like, I watched it, I'm like, where the fuck is the not the bees thing? And they cut it out. Not the bees, not the bees. Not the bee's knees.
Yeah, but
Ken.
he's still
Not-
like
Damn.
drop kicks a lady in the face, and he's still like
he
there's-
punches a
punches
lady
a
while
kid.
wearing a bear costume, and
Yep.
that movie was terrible but fucking entertaining.
I
Again.
like can't think of Nicolas Cage without thinking of the Bahamas, and the reason is it was the first time I was ever in the Bahamas, and we were on like one of the little tour boats that take you from the the cruise ships to the like big island to like whatever to Atlantis Resort, and we're on the way, and the guy is like explaining how like everybody owns this stuff, and he's like going through this long story about this great man that has bought this and done this and this that, and he points to the house and he goes, and this man was Nicolas Cage, and like it was like every house was owned by Nicolas Cage, like the whole trip. And then on the way back, he was telling the story, and he's also adamant that these are all Nicolas Cage's properties.
Oh my gosh.
I would like
great.
to how many of them he actually owned, because again, we talked about Nicolas Cage's financial irregularities more than
This
once
was
already.
pre-tax evasion, so or at least during tax evasion,
Yeah.
pre-being
But he's
caught
back.
for tax evasion.
He's back.
Yeah.
He's still not making giant, like, I was trying to figure out how much money this movie made this weekend, and
It didn't make enough. I'll just tell you. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
but-
how much money it made. It didn't make enough.
I cannot wait for Evil Dead Rise. I just
Yeah.
cannot wait. I've never anticipated a movie. I can't say that. It's been a while since I've been this excited to see a movie. There's just all the properties or franchises that I used to get like super excited about are all so overdone now. Star Wars, Jurassic Park, the list goes on. But Evil Dead it's because of what we said last time. They hold it close to their chest.
it only made $7.7 million.
What the fuck? Dude, this movie is so good. What the hell?
Yeah, but this is
you
a
know-
niche market, though. Like horror, one thing, but horror comedy, a lot of people just skip them.
I know.
But that's added on to the what looks like it's going to end up being the highest grossing movie of all time is just kicking the dicks of everyone. Fucking Mario has already made $700 million in the fucking.
Nice.
I'm just waiting for them to announce Mario 2 and like a Zelda movie and like everything, because
Oh, if they don't do a Zelda movie soon, I would be shocked.
yeah.
Do you think they'll do it
Jesus.
in this style? Because like it's been a long time coming for Mario to finally get a movie that it should have been to begin with, type thing, right? Like in this vein with the animation, full on kids epic adventure thing to take it where it needs to be. Zelda has a story that it really could be for the adults and live action and done really well if it's not produced or made by anyone that fucking touched over what is that? What the fuck is that movie?
Do you mean Warcraft?
No,
The
not
Warcraft
Warcraft.
movie? I don't know
The
what
the
movie
one
that-
with fucking Matt. Fucking not even Matt. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just ate.
No, I don't know.
Matt
Everyone's Matt
Damon.
No, Spider-Man was in it.
Oh, you mean Uncharted?
Yeah, Uncharted.
I
That was.
liked Uncharted.
But it's not.
Oh, I apparently shouldn't like Uncharted. Okay.
No, I didn't say you shouldn't. I'm just saying that movie was a yikes. That's a no
Yeah.
for me, dog. To quote the
Fair.
Rick.
I can see why.
It's popcorn, but it's not a good movie.
It was boring. That was I'm like, how do you make Uncharted boring? And I've said it. I say it all the time here. My number one cinema sin is making a boring film. I will watch fucking Nicolas Cage and Wicker Man 10 out of 10 times over Uncharted, because Uncharted boring, Wicker Man terrible, but Nicolas Cage is in a bear costume punching random women. The comparison is just like, I will watch The Room with fucking Hi Mark or Troll 2 any day of the week over fucking a boring movie like Uncharted. Boring makes me want to cry. And then just no. Like, dude, entertain me! Even if it's so bad that you're just like, yeah, no, entertain me. That's all I want. Entertain.
us. I feel stupid.
No. It looks like so like we're talking about like how much this made. Fucking Mario made another 87 million this weekend, and then obviously Renfield made 7.7, and then The Pope's Exorcist, which made 9.1 million, and which
Did you see?
I-
did you end up going, Kid?
Not
No?
yet. I was supposed to go this week. I don't know if we're going or not.
So what I kept reading about that was that it's fine. Like I heard the thing that made me laugh about that after like the trailers or after the press reviews started coming out was someone review was, if there was truly a god, he would have let this movie come out. which was like the most brutal execution of a movie I've ever seen. But like
It doesn't look good.
Every
me, at
horror
least.
person I saw was like, yeah, this is it's not badly
It seems
done.
like it's been
just,
done to death.
Yeah, it's does nothing new about an exorcism movie. Like, which,
But that's the thing. Like, what are you gonna do? And now, because those movies are connected in a sub genre of horror, one person did the thing. Now they all have to do that. It's like metal music. Honestly, it's very much like metal music, where one band did like a breakdown or used a china like this or whatever. Now
Blah!
copy and paste. And
everyone
like,
has
so
a
many metal
blonde
bands-
now.
Yeah, everyone has to go.
That's the thing. And like the youngsters.
Yep. The one we were, yeah. I don't know, man. It's just like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird that like we have a lot of horror coming out this month because
Yes.
Renfield and Pope's Exorcist and Evil Dead's coming out on Friday. And you just go, fuck, man. It's like, we need to, like, the horror community needs to go support this shit, because this is what like if you don't go see it, then they're not going to make more of this.
it.
Yeah, especially
I
horror
want more Renfield type movies.
Yeah.
I want
They could do a
another
sequel.
Renfield movie.
Like,
Fuck,
yeah.
I don't even know.
They could do a sequel to this movie real easy. Then that's why I said like the whole ending where like I was laughing at the ending where they're just beating the shit out of Nicolas Cage in his fucking circle, and I'm like, how are they not busting the fucking
I wondered that too. As soon as they went to grab the tools, I was like, now wait a second.
yeah,
This motherfucker slid a slipper in that circle before.
yeah. And one of the funniest parts of the whole movie was the cocaine circle that they used to trap him at the end. Also, the fucking gangsters in this movie had the best fucking. They had a logo, which is insane, but it's like a wolf snorting
It
cocaine.
was a tiger smoking
Yeah.
or snorting coke.
I was like, was it a tiger? I thought it was a wolf. But
I think it was a tiger. Maybe
I don't
not.
know. It was. Go see this fucking movie, man. Like I know the budget was probably about that much, like the 10 million, like with the small. No one was getting mega paid in this, and like they used a lot of CG, so there wasn't a lot of practical effects. But man, this movie is so much fun. It's just, that's all you have to say. It's fun, and it's 90 minutes. Josh and I the whole time this podcast was going, 90 minutes is the thumbs up, the thumbs up time mark for when a movie like this. It's just like, it's nothing to
for ADD kids such as us.
Yeah.
If you want our attention, rip someone's arms off and make the movie 90 minutes.
Yeah.
There you go. 2 thumbs up.
Dude.
That's it.
The I think my favorite kill in the whole movie was the Ben Schwartz that we were talking about, getting like kicked so hard that his
Oh my God, that was glorious.
and they did the sniper elite game thing where they went
Yes.
into his like they went into his skeleton, and you saw his asshole explode out of the back of him.
Like, that has to be part of why I liked it so much, because of Sniper Elite. But damn,
Yeah.
that whole scene, like, as soon as it happened, I was like, ah, like, it's very rare that I make a lot of noise in theaters anymore.
Yeah.
But no, like, this movie had me laughing out loud. It had me like oh no way and stuff.
Yeah.
I had so much fun with this movie.
It was absurd in a fun way, which is which is cool to see. It's like, I mean, we got Psycho Goreman on our logo because we fucking love that movie so much, because it's absurd. It's absurd. Just like when a movie can embrace being absurd, it's just like we just talked about Cocaine Bear, and Cocaine Bear embraced absurd. When you embrace absurd, you could just have so much fun. And it's like, not every movie has to be Halloween. Not every movie has to be fucking The Exorcist. Not every movie has to be fucking Silence of the Lambs. When you embrace, like, horror and comedy are like peanut butter and jelly. They just go together like perfectly, right? They're like chocolate and peanut butter. Like they're two things that just go together really, really well. Now everyone doesn't like peanut butter and jelly. Not everyone likes peanut butter and chocolate, but like it's that thing that like when you do like it, it's like a comfort thing. And horror comedy has always been a comfort genre on me because it's like I love comedy, I love horror, and when you do them well together, it's such a fun ride. And I tend to watch horror comedies on like repeatedly way more than any normal horror movie, even though like Aliens are like one of my favorite movies of all time. So like I hope this movie makes more money. I hope word of mouth people go see it more. At this rate, it's going to get pulled out of the theaters here in the next couple weeks because Evil Dead's coming out, and I hope go see Evil Dead. Josh and I and Ken we'll be talking about it next week, and I hope it's as good. Like the reviews have been awesome from everyone who's seen it, so I hope it's awesome. I hope it's dope. I hope it's
going
like,
to be,
because if not, I don't know who's going to edit the videos of this podcast anymore because Josh will die in his seat at the movie theater and we'll just never hear from him again.
I'm just excited to see it. It's not that I don't know. I haven't been like overly disappointed in a long time. So
yeah,
if anyone can do it, it's this one.
The last movie that I left like disappointed was The Thing in 2011.
Yes.
That movie disappointed my soul. It was like I remember leaving just being like, what did they do to my baby? What did they do to one of my favorite movies of all time? Why did they do that?
I guess I did really feel that way with the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I was fucking pissed. I was actually angry.
Yeah. It doesn't happen with me with movies very often. It's one of those things like my wife was like, why if a movie's like, iffy, I don't go pay because it costs a fucking good amount of money too, right? It's
I guess I was really disappointed with a certain movie last year.
Oh, did you guys see the trailer for the fucking hand movie where like the British movie where it's like a monkey hand, but like they were like playing some game where like they like it's got like
yes, I sent you that TikTok about it.
Oh, I don't know if I saw that.
I posted it in the group chat. It's fuck yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Now like it's like something like Speak to Me or something. I don't
fucking
know.
Speak to Me.
Yeah. That movie, you know what? I wanted to talk about it earlier, but that movie, like the way they're promoting it, is giving me Smile vibes. It's got that kind of Smile momentum going. Because I saw 8 trailers for it after coming home on YouTube too. So that looks like it could be fun, and that doesn't come out till like July, and they're already hitting out like. So that looks like it could be interesting too. So I hope it's good.
Because that's another A24 movie.
Yeah. A24 doing its A24. Yeah, the fucking creepy ass breaking the hand logo where they like knocked it back to make the 2. It was one of the better A24 logos. So, okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about with this movie? This movie was fucking fun, man. I had a blast. It's
did
not
too.
Perfect.
But like, it's funny because I was like, oh, hey, it looks funny. And I was like to my girlfriend, you should come and see it. She hates horror and gore. And I was like, I'll just go by myself, whatever. And I'm like, man, it was really probably great that she didn't come.
Dude, when he jumps through that guy's torso in the like apartment scene is one of the blood. It was like, that was like
even the cute scenes where they're like giving eyes to one another when he's
that's what I'm talking about when he's jumping through the guy.
So cute.
There was so much blood everywhere.
And we didn't even talk about the bar scene where like he's in the bar. He
good
cut
slow-mo.
A man's hands off with a serving tray.
Dude,
like
I love those
straight.
werewolf masks. I love that was like the most like bank robbery kind of scene, and like it reminded me of The Town, like with the Ben Affleck movie. It's so rare to see a really 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 good like bank heist movie anymore. Like it doesn't happen very often, it feels like. And those masks in that movie where they did more than one robbery and they had all those really cool masks with it really,
It reminded
really.
me of the Joker.
Yeah, that too. But man, that scene is like, it just shows you where that stylish gets like this whole movie's stylish, man. Like Chris McKay knows the fuck he's doing. Like I laugh about the scene where he's like pulling the bodies in, like, and you just like it's coming into the frame, just hauling the bodies behind him, and then Nicolas Cage is like, that one doesn't even have a head because he had kicked that guy's head off. You know,
Oh, that
God,
was great.
this movie is
That was
wonderful.
fucking
Go
great.
if you've listened to our bullshit and haven't seen it, go see it. It's fucking wonderful. It's really great. Nicolas Cage is awesome.
Just like you, Rod.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Man, also I see trailers and they look like they're like, this looks like another one of those movies that they had like cut things out of the trailer that weren't in the movie. It looks like Nicholas Hoult had like a musical number at some point. I don't fucking know. But I love this movie. Yes. So go see it. If you haven't, it was wonderful. We are talking about Evil Dead next week. We're gonna have to figure out when we're talking about Evil Dead, but we'll work it out. Yeah. So go see this if you haven't. It's wonderful. It needs to make way more than fucking $7.7 million because that's bullshit. And yeah, bullshit.
People need to see Mario again. You know, they have their priorities, Rod.
Kim, I have to say, as we're gonna go into promos here in a second, the new Last Week Tonight, they also talk about insane web addresses and then them have to buy them, and the web address in the new Last Week Tonight was abortion makes you better at frisbeegolf.com.
Wait, hold it.
I think is what it was. Yeah, abortion makes you better at frisbeegolf.com. I think is the site. And if you go to it, it just says, "Why are you here?" Because they always do. Like,
why are you here?
Why
Oh my god, they have a logo and everything. Stop it.
Yes, I love.
That's
Last
so
Week
something
Tonight.
I would do.
Yeah.
Chanel,
It's-
what is this from? Like,
So-
what is?
So basically, they were talking about the crazy Texas judge that made that abortion pill illegal, and so they were going off about because he used some website which was like abortion makes me like feel weird or abortionchangesyou.com, and that was his whole like reference to using it and over like making this drug illegal. And so Last Week Tonight did what they always do and made abortion makes you better at frisbee golf.
I just sent it to Ralph.
Oh God! Oh God! Yes! Anyone that needs to see that, it's him. So okay, that just because I'm about to do Kin's plugs, we're gonna do murdermoose.com. Go there. Go follow us on Murder Pod on Twitter. Go follow us there. Kintinue has Kintinue.com. STDmotel.com, STDhotel.com, Quaintaint.com.
Oh, you got it.
Onlynouns.com. Yes, I kept forgetting Quaintaint last week. We have JoshWRB.com. We have JoshWRB on Twitter and YouTube and all that stuff, so follow. And I'm Rod_Johnston on YouTube and inner Twitter and whatever. So go follow me there. And yeah, I love the fuck out of you two. And I'm so happy that we're always doing this and we have all this shit going on. And I love the shit out of you guys.
Mommy
Josh is
loves
gonna-
you to death. Next week.
Ooh, daddy. Ooh, ooh. Oh, yeah, we had to do
That's-
that, Ken. Ooh, ooh, daddy. Ooh, ooh.
It's in the game.
Okay, guys. I love you. We'll talk to you next week about Evil Dead Rise. Have a good one. And go see horror in theaters, motherfuckers. Please, for the love of Jesus. Bye.
Yeah.
It's in the game.
It's in the game.